Oh, hello there. Welcome to Rachel Duffy's cooking show. Today we are making cannelloni, like the box. See, we've got San Remo cannelloni, and we're just reading the recipe from the back of the box. This is what the cannelloni looks like. If you want to get like a good look through there, you can have a look. Right, we're going to be stuffing these with our cannelloni mixture, but first we have to make our cannelloni mixture. Now, I've got 2 bags of washed and ready to use spinach, which I didn't realise had been washed. So I've put it in my little washing bowl here and I've washed it in the water. Just give it a good, apparently we don't even need to wash it, but we're washing it in the dryer. Now, this dryer is very amazing. What we do is you push down. Make it go as fast as you want. Stop it. Good as ham. This is the final product we're looking for. Just some finely chopped up spinach. And we're just going to be putting it into this glass bowl over here. It's good if you actually get it in the bowl when you take it off. Here we go. Do you want to have a little bit of a taste? The camera, not you, Holly, the camera. Tastes like spinach. I don't really like green things, but in a nice cannelloni, they're very good. Now, if you just want to watch my cutting technique here, so we get a bunch of the leaves, we pull it all together, making sure they're sort of in tight things, and we're going to start very slowly by just cutting them in lines. Now, as you're doing this, you have to take a lot of care not to chop your fingers off. My dad is very well known to have chopped his fingers over time. One time, he chopped the end of his, I don't know which finger it was, but he chopped the end of it off and he just runs outside into the garden. And he's just in the garden like, ah! And then he went to hospital, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if the end bit's true. I think he did go to hospital. I mean, he would have had to have done something. It was a very bad cut. Okay, now that we've got it like that, we have to push it back together and sort of do the same action again. Now the next part of the spinach, you have to slide it up nicely into this, and this is where we do that action where you put your palm on top of the knife and you go. That's what you need to do, and then once that's finally done, then we can chuck it in the bowl with the rest of it. Oops, dropped a cannelloni. Don't do that because now it's broken. Look, if it does happen, don't stress too much because we can probably use this. It's just not going to be as good as the other ones. Welcome everybody, this is my father, the true inspiration for my cooking.
Ask him if that story was real.
Well, we told a story on
my coat hanger.
We told a story on this show before about how you cut your finger off and you ran out there and you were in the garden. Is this true?
I do kind of remember that.
Yeah.
Did you go to hospital?
Because I didn't want to scream and shout.
Yeah, you were outside going, ah! That's how I demonstrated.
No, there was no hospital that time.
No hospital that time. See,
That
he's
time.
notorious for chopping off his
Another time
fingers.
when I cut the end off slicing something, I actually just stuck the end back on and taped it up and waited it till it healed.
Oh.
It would come right off though. And another time I cut it and I went to the doctor and he tried to sew it up with a needle and failed.
At the GP?
At the GP, he failed, so he's looking at it and he goes, oh, he put some gauze around it, wrapped it up, said, there's a hospital down the road, go now.
Which GP was it?
Our guy in Sydney Road. It was open late at night, so I had to go down and they looked at it and said, man, that's a mess. And I said, yeah, it looked pretty good when I first cut it.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yes, there you go, so be careful with knives, that's the
moral of the story.
That's the moral of the story, there's got to be a moral of the story.
Right.
What are you making?
Cannelloni. You can watch the show later.
Have you made cannelloni before?
I have helped assist in making cannelloni before. Usually just the filling of the cannelloni though. So
Well,
this
good
time
luck.
I'm taking a new task on my own.
Good luck,
myself.
it's good to take on new challenges, so go to it.
Thanks, Dad.
I'll take my coat hanger away.
Okay, the next step, we're combining all the ingredients for the filling in this bowl. So the next step is we've got some ricotta cheese. We just got the cheapest one, which is only at Woolworths Pantalica Cheese Company. Co, is that what Co stands for? Corporation?
Corporation.
Corporation Company.
Dad, is a corporation or company with co?
We'll go with corporation. Okay. Now this is 500 grams and we only need 350. So half of 500 is 250 and half of 250 is 125. That makes 375. So we're just gonna grab a spoon. Takes a lot of strength. Okay, we're just going to chop down the middle because we know we definitely need half of it and just plump it in. Kind of looks like a mini garden. It's like a garden. I grew a garden once. Okay, if you're like me, you don't really measure how much you're putting into things. It doesn't really matter. You know, as long as there's a little bit left, we know we haven't used 500 grams. I don't know if I like ricotta cheese, so should I lick the spoon or not lick the spoon? Yes? Alright! A little bit. Not good to lick by itself. We're gonna grab a wooden spoon, preferably one like, the difference is, you know, you want the longer one. And we're just gonna start mixing it up. Just the ricotta. If you want to get like a bird's eye view of this, we're kind of like folding it into the spinach. Next up on the list is 3 egg yolks. Alright, so we're just gonna crack some eggs into this bowl. I would recommend using free-range eggs because they're supposed to be better because they're not caged. The condition for caged chickens is very bad. I'm just gonna, I don't know if I was meant to whisk them first. We're just gonna, yeah, I think I might whisk them actually. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the egg yolks into a separate cup. Look at that perfect egg. So I'm gonna have to fish this one back out of here. The cup. Just so that they're broken. I don't think it's gonna make a difference. Okay. Just admire this whisk that I got from Disneyland. Disneyland à Paris. We have a mini whisk. Oh, here we go. It's a mini whisk. Perfect.
Wasn't that for making hot chocolate?
Yeah, I think it is. I use it to make milkshakes sometimes. There's the egg yolk. Pour it in. Ah, scrumptious. Okay, let's ready the next. 2 crushed garlic cloves. Alright, next we have to chop up these garlic cloves. This is the garlic clove. Comes from garlic. Now, garlic is often said to... So first we've got to tell you a story about garlic in a second. First we push it down with the knife and we peel off all the... I don't know if I was meant to do the pushing bit after I peeled it or before I peeled it, but...
Before?
Before. Peel it off. Okay, you just want to chop the ends off because the ends are gross, like on all things. And then we just finely chop. It's kind of the same sort of movement as the spinach, but this is a more solid... Not really a debate, but it was a question.
Look it up.
Alright, so now that we've cut up the garlic, we just add it to the mixture. And we get to the next ingredient. 1/3 of a cup of grated cheese. Well, got some cheese here, which I'm going to grate in a second, but first you have to clean up a bit just so that the area is a bit nice. Clean as you go. I've got some egg whites here. Might just drink them. Don't drink egg whites, it'll have a little bit. that bad. It's the texture. Like, it doesn't really have a taste, so you know, if you like the texture, go ahead and drink it. What a pity. Our old cheese grater broke. Now we have this little thing, but it does very fine cheese, but I guess that's good for this one. Now the recipe just said cheese, and I wasn't really sure when I was in the supermarket what kind of cheese that meant, so we just grabbed, I nearly just cut my hand off, but we just grabbed some tasty cheese. So with, how many grams is this?
You need a
I think
third
it's
of a cup.
250. And we want half a cup. Should just listen to you. Okay. Here we've got our half cup measurement. So we're just gonna.
Was it half a cup or a third of a cup?
A third of a cup. Okay. So we're just gonna grate as much as we can. And voila! A third of a cup of cheese. Didn't come out. Don't expect your cheese to do dramatic things like fall out of the cup, because you're just going to be let down.
It's a good life lesson.
You know what? I'm not bad at those. I got lipstick on the toes. Cheese and biscuit. Smells delicious. Next step. Some nutmeg and salt in a bowl. Some. Dad! How much is some nutmeg?
Oh, let's see. More than nothing and less than a lot.
It's like some.
Oh, no, you'll kill us with that.
Not that much. That's not what not to do.
Did you just...
I reckon you've gone too far. A little bit more.
Oh, a bit more.
Fair enough.
Okay, and some salt. Now, okay, I think you're actually meant to mix this in with the cheese, but it's all going in the same bowl. Who really cares? Alright, just mix up your salt and your nutmeg a little bit.
It still looks like a lot of nutmeg to me.
Chuck it in.
Put a little bit in. Don't put it all in.
Dad, this is my cooking show. Do what I want! I feel like it could have a bit more flavour. But, you know, cannelloni usually doesn't have that much flavour inside the pasta.
Add some more salt.
More salt?
Yeah.
Okay, so on the video.
Are you ready to get stuffed? Okay, how we're going to do this is we're just going to kind of scoop it. It's the easiest way to just kind of stab the mixture, and then from the other side too. And then you can just use your fingers to make sure that it's all in there. I will advise you to have washed your hands before you do this, because your family don't want your grotty hands in it. And then we're just going to put them on a plate. A plate. Yeah, you keep your comments to yourself, Dad. Always telling me what to do, how to cook, where to go. Just want to live for myself sometimes. Okay, now I probably should have told you at the start of the video that,
Yeah, I'm not a chef.
that I'm not a chef. No, that this is a messy dish. So if you don't like getting your hands dirty, then don't cook this, but I do like getting my hands dirty.
Yeah,
Or
you do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah. It's already on the internet, isn't it? No, but you can, in all realistic sense, you can wear gloves. That's totally socially acceptable.
That looks so gross. Stop. Don't eat any more of it.
Can you stop talking during my cooking show?
Sorry.
Be a professional filmer.
It's my channel. Bitch.
My cooking show, bitch. This one time, I bought a strawberry smoothie from, I think it was at Flinders Street Station. Kind of like a strawberry squeeze from Boost. Best Boost smoothie. Anyway, so I was happily drinking away. This was in the summer after Melbourne Youth Music. I did a summer school of music and thought on my way home, you know what? I'm just going to get myself a strawberry smoothie. So I did, as you already know. And I was drinking it, just having some fun. And then I get to the bottom of my drink. And I can feel something at the end of my straw. And I'm like, what is in the cup? So I open the cup and there's just this one singular strawberry sitting in the bottom of the smoothie. And I was like, there's just one singular strawberry. And I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I just started like crying over this singular strawberry. And so I was like, what do I do with it? I can't drink it. So I decided to eat it. But it was rather unappetizing. It kind of tasted like one of those frozen strawberries, which is really gross. But that's the end of the story.
You've told this story before, haven't you, Rachel?
Have I now? I'm a bit of a renowned storyteller in the Duffy household. I like to tell my stories because I think they're really funny, and then everyone just looks at me like, what the hell, Rachel? What are you talking about? Kind of makes me feel sad sometimes, but we all get a kick out of it. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Holly? Ooh, ooh. Stop! Cannelloni time! 3, 2, 1, blast off!
Oh my god, Rachel.
I just broke the cannelloni. Don't do that. Do you want to come tell a story? We're doing story time. Come tell a Vindaloo story. Can you actually?
No, I can't.
Tell the story you told the other day.
Oh, that was a good story.
It was a good story, but it was completely irrelevant to cooking.
No, but I'm just telling stories. I just told the story about the time I had the lone strawberry in the bottom of my smoothie.
I was just saying that I was driving down the freeway. Right, driving down the freeway, and I was just singing to myself. And I was singing the Four Non-Blondes song.
Singer?
25 years in, sometimes still trying to get up that great big hill. I hope for a destination. That one, anyway, whatever it's called. What's Going On? That's what it's called.
Glad you got there.
And I started singing it, and I turned the radio on, and Four Non-Blondes were on, and they finished the line for me.
The exact spot you were up to in the song.
Yeah.
So, like, which line?
I don't know which line it was now, but
And were they on the radio?
they were on the radio. Yeah,
They were on the radio.
Like I was on
and
the
you
CD.
didn't have the radio on. You
I
just
didn't
were
have the
singing the
radio
song, you had no idea, and you just turned the radio
That's
on
right.
and they finished the line.
So either I'm some kind of psychic
Crazy.
person, or at some point I'd driven past a car that had the radio on.
I like to think that you're psychic.
That's
You've
a
got
good-
talent.
No, I just got a really weird memory that only works for songs.
Yeah, you don't remember anything else.
What's your name?
Well, Better memory than grandma. Welcome back. So now we've had a bit of a location change over to the stove. This is at the stove. If you want to know what model we use a ILVE, that's ILVE, and we've got the hot plate in the middle and the 4 things, the nice roof over the top. Okay, the next part of the cannelloni is to cook the tomato sauce that goes in with the cannelloni. So we're going to grab 2 tablespoons of oil, and we're not going to use peanut oil because no one in this family is allergic to peanuts, but you know, just be careful sometimes. A 1 and a 2.
That was great measuring.
We're going to say that's 2 tablespoons. Bit of a Jamie Oliver. 600 grams of canned tomatoes pureed. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to grab not thy water bottle, but the masher. 400 grams.
Did you turn the stove on?
No, not yet.
No, you're supposed to heat up the oil.
No, you're not.
Yeah, but that's just common sense, Rachel.
Okay. One can, and we only want half of this can because it's only 600 and these are 400 each. Say that's about half. I think these actually taste like tomato. Because they're meant to be pureed, we're just going to give them a bit of a mash. Was this pan clean or did I just chuck it in here?
No, I put it there.
Good. Seeing as our other method of pureeing tomatoes didn't work, we're just going to get in there with our hands and squish it all up. Yeah, feel that. Alright. Puree. That's what my French sisters used to say in France. Instead of saying like, you know, we'll be like shit. Instead of shit, we'll be like shiitake fried mushrooms. But in France, instead of like going putain, we'll be like puree. 2 teaspoons basil and salt. Now we chop the basil up, sort of in the same notion as we chop the spinach up. This time we want bigger, more flavoursome pieces. Basil! Basil, what are you doing, Basil? Fawlty Towers reference there. If you haven't watched Fawlty Towers, get onto it, eh? Get onto it. Give it a
Want to
mix.
turn the stove on?
Haven't got all the ingredients in there yet. You want to not tell me what to do? Now we're going to chuck some salt and some pepper into the mix. And now is when we turn. Now we want to bring it to a boil. So have it somewhere between medium and high heat. You want to mix all the ingredients in. Holly, look, it's boiling! It's boiling! Quick, come on! I don't really know if it's like proper boiling because it's not very big bubbles, but it's not simmering. Would you call that a boiling?
Yes.
It's a boiling! It's a boiling! Alright, the next step is to stop talking in a stupid accent. Okay, take it off the heat. Now you need a nice saucepan. Voila!
I wouldn't call that a saucepan.
This is the tray we're using. It's a bit dirty, so I'm still wiping it down. This is the tray we're using for the cannelloni. Okay, here we go. What we want to do with the sauce is we want to pour half of it into the bottom of the tray. Not using, I think we might have to make up some more sauce. We're not going to use the whole tray because then there won't be enough sauce for the cannelloni. And then what we want to do is we want to place the cannelloni in the sauce. If you don't have enough sauce, the cannelloni goes dry. So we'll see how much sauce we have to put over the top of it.
I just got tomato sauce on me.
Sorry about that, love. Don't you call me love. Sorry, love. Uh-oh. Tomatoes aren't even. Don't leave the tomatoes. Right. We're gonna have to. Oh, it's hot, 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 hot.
Okay, very good.
Spoiled.
Anyway, yep.
Alright. Pour the sauce over the top of the cannelloni. And we're just gonna grab this and make sure it's all nicely covered because otherwise you're gonna end up.
Cheese.
Yep. Just
Good.
hold your horses. We're on my cooking show. Some
Yes.
people seem to be forgetting that. Now the oven should have been preset to 200 degrees Celsius. And I've just sprinkled some tasty cheese over the top of it. Now we're just going to chuck it in the oven for approximately 30 to 35 minutes and it should be ready. To test if the cannelloni's ready, you stab it. Okay, it's a bit tough, so it's not quite ready yet. It was 30 to 35 minutes, so we're going to put it in for another few minutes. It should be good. This is my cannelloni. The next step is to serve it up. And we've got 4 people eating dinner tonight because Jordan doesn't like cannelloni.
Didn't even know what cannelloni was.
He didn't. What a noob. What an imbecile. My dragons are grown.
And destroy those who have wronged me. We will lay waste to armies and burn cities to the ground.
Dr. Massey's cities,